In this video, we're going to cover the first part of side-splitting theorem. Side-splitting theorem says that a line parallel to one side of a triangle divides the other two sides proportionally. So what that means is that if you have a line that's parallel, so here line CD is parallel to line AB, then we can say that AC, right, the length of AC, divided by the length of CE equals the length of BD divided by the length of DE. So here we want to write a congruence statement for the following image. Okay, so remember what we know is that if we take JM and divide it by ML, then it's going to equal KN divided by NL. And it's really important that we go in the same order, right? I use the bottom two, JM, on the top. So on the other side, I also have to use the bottom two on top, KN, as well. I use the top ones on the bottom, so make sure they're in order. Here we want to use side-splitting theorem to find the value of x. So since these two lines are parallel, DE and AC, okay, we know that AD over DB can equal CE over EB. So now we're just going to plug our numbers in. AD is 12, and then DB is x, CE is 10, and EB is 8. So now what we know as far as proportionality statements go, we can cross multiply these and solve for x. So we can take the 10 and multiply it by x, which is going to be 10x. And then we can take 12 and multiply it by 8, which is going to be 96. And then we're going to divide by 10. When you divide 96 by 10, you get 9.6. So x is going to equal 9.6. And if we go back and plug this in, right, if we plug in 9.6 divided by x, okay, 12 divided by 9.6 is 1.25, and 10 divided by 8 is 1.25. So we know that that's correct, that x is 9.6, because now these sides are proportional. Okay, same thing again right here. Look, ED is parallel to GH. So we can say that EG over GF can equal DH over HF. So we're just going to plug our numbers in here. So we have EG, which is x, GF, which is 22, DH is 12, and HF is 24. So now we're going to cross multiply. 24 times x is 24x. And then we're going to take 12 times 22, which is 264. We're going to divide by 24. And that's going to give us 11. So x is going to equal 11. And if we go back and plug that in, right, 11 over 22 is 1/2. 12 over 24 is 1/2. All right, on this one, okay, now we are given x minus 3 and 2x minus 1. We still want to find the value of x here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, here are my two parallel lines, OP and LM. Okay, so I'm going to put x minus 3 over 3.5. Okay, this side over that side equals 2 over 2x minus 1. Okay, I'm going to put parentheses around these because we need to keep them together when we multiply these two. Okay, so remember, when we're multiplying these two, this is using the distributive property, right? We're going to end up with 4 numbers because we're going to have to take x times 2x, which is 2x squared, and then x times negative 1, which is negative 1x, negative 3 times 2x, which is negative 6x, and then negative 3 times negative 1, which is a positive 3. And then we're going to take 3.5 times 2, which is 7. Okay. Now we're going to combine like terms. So we have 2x squared, negative 1 minus 6 is negative 7x, plus 3 equals 7. And now we want to take this 7 onto the other side because we want to get this side to 0 so that we can solve for x. So we have 2x squared minus 7x minus 4 equals 0. Okay. So now we want to factor this down. Okay. It might have been a little wet time since you've done factoring, but just to refresh your memory, what we want to do is we want to break this down into two sets of parentheses like we had up here, right? The x minus 3 and the 2x minus 1. I use the diamond method. I don't know what method you were taught, but I use this method. So you take 2 times negative 4 and you put that on top. That's negative 8. And then on the bottom, you're going to put negative 7. Okay, so we want to know what can I multiply to get negative 8, but add together to get negative 7. Okay, so 8 times 1 is 8, right? But we want a negative 8. And then, so one of those numbers has to be a negative. So we're going to take negative 8 and 1, because negative 8 times 1 is negative 8, and negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. So now I'm going to plug this in. So I'm going to take these two numbers, negative 8 and 1, and I'm going to replace them with these two with the negative 7x in the middle right here. So I'm going to make this bigger now. I'm going to take 2x squared minus 8x plus 1x minus 4 equals 0. I'm going to group these together. Okay, and now I'm going to take out what I can. So 2x squared minus 8x. Okay, I can take a 2x out of this. All right, and that leaves me with x minus 4. All right, right here, I can't really take anything out, but I do need a number out here. So I'm going to say a positive 1 is going to be on the outside. Okay, and that leaves me with the x minus 4 out there. So now, if you notice here, I have x minus 4 and x minus 4 in parentheses, and then I have the 2x and the positive 1 on the outside. So I can regroup these. I can take 2x and plus 1 and put those together, and then I have x minus 4 equals 0. So now I want to set each one of these equal to 0. 2x plus 1 equals 0, and then I have x minus 4 equals 0. Add 4 to both sides, and I get x equals 4. Here I minus 1, and I get 2x equals negative 1. So I can divide by 2, and I get x equals negative 1/2. Now, if I plug in negative 1/2 up here, that's going to give me a negative number. But if I plug in the 4, it's going to give me a positive number. So I know that x has to equal 4. In this last one right here, same thing, okay? We're going to take x minus 3 over 4.5, and then we're going to take 2 over x plus 5, okay? So we're going to have to multiply these and multiply these, okay? So x times x is x squared, and then x times 5 is 5x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x, and negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. And then 4.5 times 2 is going to be 9. So now we have x squared. 5x minus 3x is 2x. Minus 15 equals 9. So I'm going to minus 9 from both sides. So I get x squared plus 2x. And then I'm going to take negative 15 minus 9, which is negative 24, equals 0. Okay, and so now what I want to do, right, use the diamond. There's a 1 in front of here, so 1 times negative 24 is negative 24, and I have 2 on the bottom. Okay, so I want to figure out what can I multiply to get a negative 24, but add together and get positive 2. Okay, and that's 6 and negative 4. I'm going to go plug those in. X squared plus 6x minus 4x minus 24 equals 0. Group them together. Right here I can take an x out, that's it, and that leaves me with x plus 6. Here I can take out a negative 4, and that also leaves me with x plus 6. So now I have x minus 4 x minus 4 times x plus 6 equals 0. So I have x minus 4 equals 0 and x plus 6 equals 0. Add 4 minus 6, and you get x equals 4 and x equals negative 6. Okay, again, if I plug in the negative 6 up here, negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. You can't have a negative sign. So 4, again, has to be the answer. So x equals 4 would be your answer. And that's the end of side splitting theorem part 1.